Yo, what's up, movie people? I hope you're doing well. We got lots of news to talk about today. A lot of Marvel news, a lot of Spider-Verse news, some box office news, Oppenheimer, and even Rebel Moon. So let's get right into it. All right, for our first piece of news, we have our first poster for Zack Snyder's new film for Netflix, Rebel Moon, and he had a little featurette that he showed. I'm going to put some of that video on screen right now. But I'm actually really excited for this movie because it looks like a big sci-fi adventure type of movie, kind of like how we're getting Dune this year. So we're getting two big sci-fi movies. But I hope Netflix doesn't mess this up. I really hope they release this in theaters because this movie deserves to be seen on the big screen. Like what I see from the behind the scenes just looks really cool, really terrific. And I feel like this could be a really big story because I think Zack Snyder's planning to tell it through three movies, I think, 2 or 3 movies, and this is the first one. And I think this poster looks excellent, and I'm really excited to see what the story of this one is. Zack Snyder always does action well. I think it's just his writing that I don't really like too much, but we'll see. We got a little bit of Spider-Verse news. Our producers, Lord and Miller, have confirmed that Spider-Punk's universe will be further explored in the new movie. The quote says, "It will be a whole new feast for the eyes." This gets me so excited because I love the way he was animated, how each part of his body was like at a different frame rate, and he was at a different frame rate than any of the other characters in the movie. So going to his universe is going to be so much fun. You get to see all different things that happen in that universe, but it kind of makes me think that beyond the Spider-Verse, they have a lot going for that movie, and I think that movie is going to be pretty long because we're going to be visiting his universe, we're going to be visiting the Prowler's universe, we're going to be going back to Miles' universe, maybe back to 2099's universe. Like, they got a lot to do in this movie, but I'm very excited to go back to his universe, and we got some more news. We got 2 more stories to talk about for Spider-Verse. They also say that they're going to explore a Miles Prowler variant. The quote says, "To explore how Miles has developed if he were in a different world where he didn't have his father, he was mentored by his uncle, what kind of kid would he be?" So yeah, we're going to explore his universe a lot. So I'm guessing that Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to open with the Miles Prowler backstory, which I think will be an awesome decision. I think that Phil Lord and Chris Miller are just excellent writers with this series, and I know they're going to do a great job taking it down the right path. And I'm really interested to see the dynamic between these 2 Miles. Like, I feel like it's just going to be a really, like, kind of amazing, like, exploration of the characters. Our last Spider-Verse topic, Across the Spider-Verse has passed 500 million worldwide. Wow, what a movie, man. This movie is doing such good numbers, and it's just keep going. Like, this movie could outdo The Flash in its second weekend, and if it does, that will be historic. But it passing 500 million is huge because the first one only made 300 some million. This one's probably going to end 600, 700 million worldwide. And that's just huge because it only had a $100 million budget, probably only like a $75 million marketing budget. So this movie's going to make a lot of profit, expect Beyond the Spider-Verse to make so much more. It's gaining so many more fans. I cannot be more proud of the creators of this movie. I cannot be more happy. It's just such a great movie that deserves all the support. I think it's like the 3rd highest grossing movie so far of the year. So that's amazing. And I don't think a lot of movies are going to pass it, but we'll see this summer. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 reportedly begins filming August 31st. All right, so we got our filming date for Sonic 3. I've been kind of worried. We haven't been hearing a lot about this movie, but we did hear Knuckles is going to come out next year, early next year. But they're going to start filming this late this year. I'm not sure. Is Jim Carrey coming back for this one? I don't think I've heard any news that Jim Carrey's coming back. I would love to see him back, but I haven't heard anything. But I'm really hoping he does. But since they're filming this August, I'm pretty sure they'll make their late December date next year because that's like a year and 3 months of production in VFX. I think that they can get it done. And I just hope that this movie's great. You know, the first 2 Sonic movies are okay. And to me, I just feel like the human plot just is too much. I'd rather see the Sonics on the screen for like 80% of the time. But, you know, I hope it works out good. But we're definitely going to get that movie when it's supposed to release. So I'm very excited. We got interesting news. Marvel Studios is going to skip Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con this year. So Marvel's not doing a Comic-Con panel this year. So don't expect any announcements. This is probably due to the writer's strike and the SAG Guild might go on strike. So expect that to be the reason why. But also, they announced a lot of stuff last Comic-Con, so they don't have to announce too much. But we were expecting the Fantastic Four cast to be announced here, but expect that news to drop just anytime, to be honest. Anytime between now and the end of the year, expect it to just drop from like Variety, Deadline, New York Times. Expect it to drop from one of them. But overall, we don't need them to do Comic-Con. We have a lot of stuff already in the works for Marvel. We already know what's coming out the next 3 years, so they don't really have to do a Comic-Con. Chad Stahelski confirms he's releasing a director's cut of John Wick Chapter 4. Alright, so this is epic news for me because John Wick Chapter 4 is one of my favorite movies of the year. And he did say he's going to add on like 15, 20 more minutes of backstory and action. I'm not really sure where it's releasing and when. He hasn't confirmed that, but at least he did confirm he's releasing a director's cut, and I cannot wait. We're 1 month away from Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer and Barbie. So get ready for these movies because it's very soon. 1 month away. I cannot wait. I'm seeing Barbie a day early, and then I'm going to see Oppenheimer the next day. So I'll get those reviews out the day of for each of them, hopefully. But I'm going to review both those movies. I cannot wait. I'm personally more excited for Oppenheimer because Christopher Nolan is my second favorite director. He switches for me. But man, Oppenheimer looks epic, and what Christopher Nolan is saying about it just gets me even more excited. Our last two topics, Sony has removed Bad Bunny's El Muerto Spider-Man spinoff. So this movie just doesn't have a date anymore. A lot of people are expecting this movie to be canceled, and I'm kind of thinking that too because I don't think anyone's interested in this movie, and if they make it, I'm assuming it's going to flop worse than Morbius, so I don't see a point in them making this movie. Sure, Bad Bunny is a pretty good actor. I liked him in Bullet Train, but El Muerto as a villain, Spider-Man spinoff, who wants that? Who's going to watch that? That just sounds so dumb. Like, maybe if you add Spider-Man in it, people would get excited, but who even knows this character? No one. So no one's excited for it. But, you know, overall, I couldn't care less if it gets canceled. Like, cancel it for all I care. The less Sony spinoffs, the better, in my opinion. Our last story, Dumb Money has moved up its release date to September 22nd. I don't know what its old release date was, but I think it's coming sooner now. So I'm very excited for this movie because it's kind of about the Reddit GameStop spike, how the GameStop stock spiked really high because of the Reddit and how they bought the stock a lot. I did a report on this story when it started, and this is a very fascinating story and kind of info dump, and I think this could work really well as a really fun comedy movie. And we got a little bit of a first image here with Anthony Ramos, I think that is, and Paul Dano. I think this movie is going to be so good. We should expect a trailer soon because September 22nd is pretty soon for the movie to be coming out. We got our first images today. So yeah, expect a trailer soon. But man, this movie sounds so good. I cannot wait. That's all for the news today. Let me know what you thought about the topics today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.